So hi everybody and welcome to our System for Success weekly webinar. Tonight what I'm going to be covering is how to follow up. We've had a lot of trainings recently how to generate leads from the warm market, from the cold market, for Facebook, for business cards. There's loads and loads and loads of ways to get people responding to what we're got to offer. But now that you've got all your adverts out there, your posts, your emails, your personal contacts, whatever rod it may be, some people will actually be interested in finding out more, which when you first get started, sometimes you can be, oh, people are interested, people do respond to it. So some people are going to be interested in finding out more. Now, if you're on the Facebook groups, if it's a cold market on the Facebook group, then it's been done in many trainings before. You like the comment, you click reply, and then you tag them and you ask them to message you. Now, as you know, if you do too many messages, it can result in a ban. So unfortunately, with our posts, we have to rely on them messaging us. But enough to make this very worthwhile exercise. But what I've started to do recently, and you may feel that it's a good idea or a bad idea, but people who are out there doing advertisements on the external groups, quite often when we say to them, send me a personal message and I'll tell you all about it, there's quite a high percentage don't send a personal message. So what I've recently started to do is if they don't respond after a period of time, I just click reply again and I just send them to say, by the way, if you want to look at the products first, here's my online shop, have a wee look at the products and tell me what you think. So it's better than nothing, and if you're putting your link to your shop like that in the comments, then it will open up your cover photograph. Other people who have liked it and not responded to you will see it, it draws attention to it, and it just gives you another go. So it's just something I've recently added, but I don't do it when I first place the advert because I don't want to give too much away. When I first placed an advert, if you put the opportunity video and the products all on that Facebook group that you're getting the response from, then what will happen is nobody will, or very little people will actually take it to message. But if it's been running for a few days or a week and they've stopped responding, have a wee look at my online group, because what I've been finding recently is the products are really bringing people into the business. And it doesn't surprise me, as I said, I think 2 weeks ago in my last training, it's what brought me into the business was the products, and look at the products now. So what to send the message? Well, I do know that everybody's got slightly different systems, and some people like to get the telephone number first before sending the information, but you can actually call them on Facebook now, so perhaps not as necessary. But if you still want to continue, get the name, get the number before you send, there's nothing wrong with that because it shows commitment. But I prefer just to send the information. And there's a couple of ways of doing this, and it's just something I've been doing more recently, but it might be something along the lines of this. Hi Mary, thanks for requesting more information. If you go to www.makemoneyfromfbinfo.com, this little video that I was determined to keep running is actually obscuring my writing. There's two. Now you'll notice it says 2 short videos. Recently just took the first video off because it was just the stuck graduate in a box one, and most people are sending that to them or they've seen it somewhere. But I find it easier to say there's 2 videos. The first one's the stunning product range, but the second video is the most important one. That's what we really want to show them. It's only 15 minutes long, and I'll explain to you exactly how it all works, and I'll also show you some income's already been earned, because what I'm finding is people are asking for proof of income. So I've just put it in there in my response. It does show you proof of incomes. Please watch this video all the way to the end. Now this is just an example, can I say, you can put whatever you want. I've also added a link to my or your shop so you can see more of the product range. Let me know if you have any questions. And I do know that Jane puts her contact phone details and that there. Personally, I just send the information. But there's also the marketplace way of doing it. So we'll go back a wee slide there. So that's the information, it's the opportunity video, and we are going to follow that up. Hopefully they'll come back to us and say, oh, this is great, or ask a question. But if they don't, we will follow them up. But I'd also want to cover the marketplace adverts, because there is the fantastic thing about using the marketplace is we can send an instant reply to them, an instant message without that fiery ban. And you remember I did speak to you about that last week. But it means that it does mean that we get more information out to more people, because the reality is we do know that if we tell 100 people message me, 100 people are not going to message you. A percentage are going to message you. So if you can actually message them without fiery ban, then you can just click reply, thanks for your interest, or thanks for that question, Mary, tag them. What I'll do is I'll see a wee message button, I'll message you some information. And that's just an example. Now, what I wanted to talk about here is just, it's entirely up to yourself. This is something I've been doing lately. I've been splitting it into 2 messages, and this is a try it and see one. And it's mainly key people that we're working with tonight that's on, but this is a try and see one. But it's been working really, really well for me. I go in with the products first. Hi Shanna, you were interested in finding out how to make money from Facebook. Please can you take a look at my online shop and you'll see the stunning product range. If you like the range, then I can explain how you can make a decent part-time income selling them. And 90% of people send that message to, if not 100, will add their sell into their group. So that's them, they're trapped in my online shop. And I know a lot of your prospects will add their sell to your group because we send them the link and we try to get them into your group. However, they don't all do it because we can't do this personal message if it's a discussion post. So therefore, we're not getting the message out to as many people. So I send that first. Now, some people, after seeing the product range, will come back and ask for the information. And I've had that, you know, can you send me more information? I love the product. So what I like about that is it's a stronger one because we're going in with the products first. But by the way, I will say everything works. And I've still got 3 short videos there. Hi Joe, that's great that you like the products and you feel you can sell them. Please now can you take a look at the 3 short videos, but it's now 2 or similar, because I know everybody's not using the Make Money for FBM4, some have got their own videos. The 3rd video is a 15-minute presentation which explains exactly how the business works. And that's lost it. Now isn't this funny, because this is actually lost its animations, so you shouldn't, that one should, sorry about this folks, this is meant, the technology is definitely meant to try me. Sorry about this. This is somebody interfering with me up there. What to send the marketplace? It is actually so sorry about this. I know this is totally this. I did all these animations earlier, and they were all in the right place. I tested it more than once today. It wouldn't be my training if it didn't have some technical hitch. Now see this? Right, that's the only way it's allowing me to do it. Right. All right, there we go. That was absolutely my fault there. So there's an example of what people can see. I've requested to join your online shop. Also, could you give me more information about what he's saying, what the job entails? And all I put back is, hi Billy, that's great. If you could watch this very short video, it explains how it all works. Watch it right to the end. If you're interested, please let me know. But of course, we're going to follow it up if Billy doesn't get back to us, but we're hoping they're going to come back. And some people do this. I'm interested in signing up. This is going to happen no matter which way you do it, whether you send the information together, whether you get the phone number first, or whether you decide to try this. I tried this because there was the marketplace adverts. I've not tried this on discussion posts, but I would be interested in signing online, selling to start off with. I can't join till next Friday. I spoke to her today. She's still interested. But if this happens, what I do, if somebody does come back and say to me, and I've not spoken to them, I want to get started, I still personally want to take that to a telephone call, simply because of the fact that I feel it's a stronger, you know, build up a relationship. You can explain how it works. In that instance, I've said, that's great. I look forward to showing you how to make some decent money. What I recommend is we can get prepared in the meantime. Would it be okay to give you a call over the next day? Blah, blah, blah. Can I call you? Can I call you? But some will ask, no matter what way you do it, some will still answer back with questions, whether it's a discussion post or whether it's done through, whether you've sent both information packs together, or whether you've done it through a discussion post on the marketplaces, or whichever way it's done. These are the kind of questions I was getting through the marketplace, because I'm sending them the products first. But if you've done it through the discussion and they've got the information, they will come back and ask some questions, but many won't respond, but you still want to follow them up. If the fortune's in the follow-up, and not everybody joins right away. So when it's somebody who comes back and says, I'm really interested in getting started, that's fairly easy, isn't it? But generally people come back with questions and they're not exactly sure, and that's why we have the scripts, which I'm going to cover. But this is what I do. If they don't respond, what did you think of the product range? No reply. I send the video anyway. You've nothing to lose. Hopefully you've added yourself to online shopping. You've seen the products, like the products. If you're interested in finding out more, here's the video. Leave the door open. Move on to the next person. Some people don't send information in some systems, but I don't think we've got anything to lose by sending them information. Remember, they're also in your online shop and they can come back to you. My dogs have escaped upstairs. Right. Please note, if you can't, you get a number as well, if you do prefer to get numbers, because you do need to speak to people eventually, I believe. And don't get me wrong, there will be people who sign up and go through the whole system and don't speak, but I think it'll be the exception rather than the rule. This business is a people's business, it's a communication business, and I do think we do need to speak to them at some point. But Jane White has been using the Facebook telephone thing quite a lot, so why not? You know, I can give you a quick call. I can just call you now on Facebook if you like. So what we're going to go through now is, you know, what do you say in these calls? Because as I said, it would be wonderful if people came back and said, I just want to get started, and it does happen, but most people come back with either a question or you've went back to them and I'm not sure, so, but the most important thing to remember is the telephone process is a sorting process rather than a convincing process. Every part of our system is a sorting process. We don't want to talk people into joining the business. If we have to convince people to join, we're going to have to convince them to do the work. It's as simple as that. So it's a sorting process. We're just going through the numbers. And the more the numbers that you've got to go through, the more chance you'll have a bigger business. We don't look to talk people into joining the business. We look through to find the people who are open-minded and genuinely interested in finding out more about the business. And that's why you can't just tell it as it is. But we do, to help new distributors, as you know, we provide user-friendly scripts. And what I will say is it doesn't matter if you're using this system or that system. The scripts, I've looked at them, they're pretty generic, and they're pretty much the same no matter which system. Why? Because the business never changes. It is generic, we just have different styles. But these scripts will give you all the information that you need that help you to be confident when communicating, especially new people, when communicating with prospective new distributors. The telephone can be the biggest thing that people fear, and that's why if you prefer, you can go through an online presentation with them. But it's using and learning the scripts that's going to teach you what to say, how to say it, and eventually you'll get better and better. The structure of the call never changes. You open the call, oops, this went ahead of me. It's one to go to the ask questions. Set the agenda, ask questions, present the information, and gain commitment. No matter what system you're using, that's the structure. And you can see there, 2 ears and 1 mouth. It is all about listening to the person. It's not about us going on about, well, you get 21% or 15%, the Key Life products are great, and this is great, and that's great. Hi, Callum. It's about listening. So open the call. Hi, sorry about this, Mary for Fife, but I always use Mary. I'll need to get another name. Hi, can I speak to Mary, please? Hi, Mary, my name's Lynn. You recently responded to an advert about earning money part-time for Facebook or earning whatever it was they responded to. But I mean, quite often you will have had a communication on Facebook, but not all of them you have. If you've had the communication on Facebook, obviously before, and they're expecting your call, say, hi, Mary, and you just set the agenda. The reason for my call is to give you more information, as you know, and I just need to ask you a couple of questions first. Is that okay? Now, what you're on is what we call a fact-finding mission. See, everything's moved. all the wee things have moved tonight. These are just some example questions, but was there anything particular that made you respond to the advert? What was the reason for responding to the advert? We want to know. And I will point out, because this happens quite a lot, if your prospect interrupts with questions, or what's it all about, and just say, that's the reason for my call, Mary. I just need to ask you a couple of wee questions, and I'll tell you all about how it works. Because the reality is, we will be taking people to calls, and even though they've told you they've watched information, ask anybody. They tell you they've watched it, they don't always have watched it. So what is your situation at the moment, Mary? Are you working at the moment? And I don't say this, I'm not going to read this how I would say it. Are you working at the moment? What type of work are they doing? Does she like it? Is it part-time, full-time? What are they responding to the advert for? Is great, because that's going to clarify everything to you. But do they have children? You're asking that question. You want to see if they've got children to fit the business around, and how you can help them to work the business around their family commitments, their work commitments. We need to know all this. So it's a fact-finding mission, but it also helps you to get people into the business, because they speak about what they want, what they're looking for, what they're doing just now. So they reiterate to themselves all the reasons that they're responding to you. And what sort of money were you looking for, Mary? What kind of income were you looking for? Whatever terminology, the scripts are only a guideline. And how much time would you have available each week to do that? And then you can present the information. Well, we're looking for 2 types of people. People who want to earn a part-time top of income of £300 to £500 a month, and this is done by marketing products, mainly online, using Facebook and other social media, and by handing out home shopping catalogues in your own area. But we're also looking for more ambitious people to become team leaders and earn much more. If they've had a pause, I don't know what's happened here. I do apologise. Tonight's, everybody will say it's normal, but I don't usually have slides in the wrong area. When you ask them why they responded to the advert, if it's a positive response from watching the video, that's what I was saying. They will give you the reasons. So, did you like the video? What did you see? What did you like about the video? Everything that they see and like about that video is given their reasons of why they would like to join. And if they're really positive, you might want to just say to them, depending on what information they've had, would you like to get started? Or it's because if not, you can chat to them a wee bit about if they've never came through Facebook, you might want to ask them if they have Facebook. There's a lot of people get leads from different sources, believe it or not just Facebook. So you might want to chat to them and introduce Facebook to them. Do you have Facebook? How long have you been on it? And I can show you how to make money from Facebook. Now, Jane, as I said, spoke to me tonight on the telephone or Facebook call. You can just do either way, but there is different ways to present the business. As you know, many people just make the telephone call and present it on the telephone like I'm covering tonight. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, you can just arrange to show them an online presentation. But it's really all we're doing is explaining what we've done. We're explaining, how we make money for Facebook. We set up our own group, and then we show you how to sell the products on the buying and selling groups, and how to build up an online customer base and share success stories. Same with the catalogues. Ask them if it sounds like something that would interest them. Does the Facebook and the social media side of the business interest you, Mary? Or are you just wanting to stick to catalogues? Or does the catalogue side of the business interest you, Mary? Or is it just the online that you were wanting to stick to? But it's really about sharing stories, how we make money for the team building. And the story I like to share there is Laura Harrison, simply because she happily earned £250 a month from selling the products. And it was just by sharing her own story, her income quadrupled overnight. But learn the stories. And again, ask them if it's something that would interest them. Because the reality is people are responding to different ads, aren't they? If yes, explain the startup kits, get the link to them and get them started. Or if they're not sure, you can take them through an online presentation. It's entirely up to yourself. And we do have one at www.opportunitypresentation.online that you can just go through really easily yourself. If it's a negative response, no, which is going to happen. Just for the record, what is it that put you off? Mary. Now, what you see there is answer objections if required. Write down these 3 words: feel, felt, found. Because a lot of objections can be covered. And if you ask many people in the business, a lot of people who join our team said no to us at first. And it's like, I understand how you feel. Mary, I have to change that to Joe. I understand how you feel, Joe Blogs. I felt exactly the same about Facebook and online. It wasn't really my cup of tea. But what I found, it's such a great vehicle for promoting our products and the business opportunity, and it's making us a lot of money, that I'm willing to actually do it. That's a different one. I know how you feel, Mary. I didn't want to do catalogues, but I earned £800 last month. You know what I mean? It's all about stories. But have a go at it, because sometimes a no actually means not now. What I found is I'm ahead of myself. It's a fantastic forum for promoting our business. If they're still negative, as I said, we're not here to talk people into it. We're not here to persuade people. And we're not here to leave a bad taste in their mouth. Do you know what I mean? Cover objections, and it does work. The feel, felt, found works. Understand how you feel. I really didn't think that I would be able to have the time to do this, But there's a lady in my business, if people have got time, I don't think I've got the time. People doing this in their spare time. And I use Jane's story, because Jane used to get at 7:30 at night, and she still went out and built a business. So, I understand how you feel. I thought I didn't have time, but what we're finding is people are building this in the nooks and the crannies, 10 minutes here, half an hour there, and they're building up some serious incomes. Let me tell you a story about Laura Harrison, Heather and Fran, Jane White, Kate Forbes. I use stories all the time, learn the stories. But if they really didn't want to join, that's absolutely no problem whatsoever. Do me a wee favour though, Joe. If you do ever change your mind and you consider the opportunity sometime in the future, will you promise that you'll come back and speak to me? Good. You're in my online group anyway, so you can come through my online group. And if you know anybody that's looking for a part-time income from Facebook, a few £100 a month extra, could you give them my details? Or better still, if you've got their names, forward them to me. Thanks very much. And you just have to move on. Refer a friend. And I did that in the wrong order again. You can see I'm all higgledy-piggledy tonight. I'm having a higgledy-piggledy night. That's because I was disorganised. Let's go back from the stop the screen share. So we come back to see all your pretty faces, and you can take it off mute. Which I forgot to do my housekeeping tonight. I forgot to say, don't everybody mute and everybody don't chat, but you've all muted and nobody's chatted, so I didn't need to do it, but I did forget. I was going to do a acetate for the new people. Sorry about the few wee hiccups there. I have no idea what happened. One slide we got back to front, but one other slide, the animations weren't working. You can put your mics on now. I didn't really want to talk to myself. I'll get the gallery view so I can see. I do talk to myself quite often. Anybody got any questions?
I'm sorry I was late.
Oh, hi, Anne. I never seen you at the beginning. Don't worry, we've got it recorded.
I was there. I've only just come on.